Hi guys, so I just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you today about season planning and why you might do it, and kind of just point out as to why it's worthwhile before we head into the new year and a new year of competition. Okay, so obviously in the past, the CrossFit season has typically been determined around the Open. So we'd have the Open in February, regionals in May, and then the games in August, okay, which kind of made things quite straightforward. Also, it meant that other local competitions tend to fit in around that season depending on what kind of athlete they're aiming to attract to the competition. Okay, obviously this year, for the first time, it's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to have the Open in February, there's going to be no regionals, and then the games in August, and there's going to be a second Open in October. Okay, on top of that, you've got all your sanctioned events, so there could be up to 16 of those, again, various times throughout the year, depending on whether they're going to qualify people for the 2019 or 2020 games. Plus, you've got the introduction of the International Functional Fitness Racing Federation World Championships, okay, and obviously underneath that, you're going to have your national championships to qualify you for the World Championships, and then as always, you've got your local and national competitions which you can run any time of year, okay, so there is going to be a lot of opportunities to compete next year, which is why it's worth thinking ahead, okay, so I've just drawn this little table up here, or graph, which I just want to talk you through to give you an idea of how a season might look. Okay, so typically over a 12-month period, you might look to peak maybe 3, but definitely no more than 4 times through the year. Okay, and obviously each peak, what we're looking to do is build on the previous one. All right, so if we were to take an example from another sport, say athletics and the World Championships, this might be a 4-year cycle. Okay, and they might have their national championships, so the British Championships here, where they obviously put in a good performance to qualify for them for the European Championships, and then they would aim to put in a good performance there to qualify them for the World Championships. Okay, so we'd call each peak, so you'd have like your minor peak, your medium peak, and then your major peak. Okay, which is when we want to put in your best performance. Okay, in the past in CrossFit, you can apply that same theory. So where you have the Open, where you want to do enough to qualify for regionals, where you want to do enough to qualify for the games, which is where you want your major peak to be, okay? That's the biggest event of the year. So, taking into account all the competitions that we have coming up in the next 12 months, all right, what I want you guys to think about is how that applies to you, okay? Which competitions do you want to do well at? Which competitions do you want to be tip-top shape at, okay? And really perform to your absolute best, okay? So, obviously, the easiest way to think about that is which competition is the biggest, which is the biggest platform for me to go out and show everybody what I can do, and then we can work backwards from there. Okay, obviously after each peak, we might have a slight period where overall performance drops a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Okay, as long as by the time competition comes around, we're back up to that improved level of performance.